All right, Cam, let's talk about Iowa State of all teams.
I know doing it.
You get the Baylor guy here, right? So some Baylor fans go, why are we talking Iowa State? I think that it's Baylor, Kansas, Houston, and Iowa State in the conversation for the best team in the Big 12. And when I think about Iowa State, I think a national title contender. As someone who covers this league and an individual team in this league, do you think Iowa State scares you more on a neutral court than anyone else? Or even in a tournament format, how does Iowa State strike you?
Honestly, they strike my fancy quite well, Drake. When I did the preview of that game a few weeks ago, Baylor and Iowa State, I don't think I've had a more complimentary preview of a team. I was saying this team is built for the NCAA tournament and for a Final Four run for the same reason that you and I like, and most people like Houston at the top of this conference, is why we like Iowa State. I mean, they're very similar teams, and the ones that we have seen very successful out of this conference in the NCAA tournament, we see knockdown, drag out defense, teams that could rebound the heck out of it and have good guard play. And that is all like big checks for Iowa State. And they've got some shooters too, which, not every team in this conference has. So that's what I look at. I'm a big Lipsey fan. I really am. I think he's one of the best young guards in the country. And the way he can create, even when he's not having a great night from the floor, is something that I think makes Iowa State really dangerous. But like you're talking about, we'll wax poetic about how great this Houston defense is, as we should. But like Iowa State is right there defensively, right there, like scary team to play against.
According to do you know the site that I use, the Analytical site that I always talk about? Come on.
Yes.
How well do you know me?
But I know it so well that I won't even insult you by answering it.
You'll hear it in the old shot quality. I use shot quality for
you're a big SQ guy. You always have been.
Every analytic that I could possibly get my hands on. And the number 4 team in the country in shot quality overall is Iowa State. They check every box analytically, not just the eye test, which I think they pass with flying colors. Mm-hmm. They are to me the scariest team in the Big 12. They just beat they beat the crap out of Cincinnati. They control the game, which let's go there before I even go to the shot quality numbers. Before I even go there, Cincinnati's not a pushover like we thought they could be.
No. Oh no! I think I said this on the show before, but my biggest compliment to Cincinnati this year doesn't sound like a compliment, but I promise it is. They bring teams down to their level better than almost anyone in this conference. Like they know they don't have the talent of pretty much any of these teams, and yet there are long stretches when you're playing them where you're like, "What are we doing? What are we doing?" We're playing Cincinnati's game, and that's how they can beat us. So every game we see that from them. Not an easy team.
With that said, if I told you
you're welcome
that Iowa State went to Cincinnati and that Iowa State gave up 17 free throws, I'm going to say gave up, that Iowa State shot 27% from 3 themselves. They allowed Cincinnati to shoot 39% from 3. They got out-rebounded. Iowa State out-rebounded 38-24. You'd think, that's not good. That's probably not good.
No, on the road, yeah.
However, Cincy is held to 19 of 50 shooting. That is 38%.
That's easy. Yeah, that's an easy one.
25 turnovers for the Bearcats as well. And Iowa State leads points in the paint 36-14. It's not like an outlier, like Cincinnati just had a bad game. No, Iowa State does that off night for everybody when you play Iowa State. And according to shot quality, number 4 in the country overall for Iowa State, and defensively number 1 in the nation. They're the number 1 team in the country. And Houston fans are screaming right now. They're just punching air.
Yeah.
But this is
they're right there.
This analytics site is trusted by college and NBA teams across the world because of how good it is, and they love the Iowa State Cyclones. Here is my only pressing question. My only pressing question right now. Last year, they didn't last in March. They lost in round 1. They didn't make it out of the round of 64. Yeah. I don't know how I can trust them this year then.
Yeah. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, brother. I understand. And that's,
I don't know how I trust in the tournament format, right?
This is such like a bailout cop-out answer, but like, and you kind of hinted at it right there. It's one game. Like if they just get a tough matchup, there are some teams where you're like, that has to be a Final Four team. Like they just have too much talent. And I don't remind you, Iowa State's one of those. They played
Pitt and scored 41 points. Like couldn't have been worse.
It was bad. And that could happen where they can't hit the broadside of a barn and you get blitzed early and you don't really have it built to come back. But I see it so much in this conference, man. And I'm not the most analytical out there, but they blitz the hell out of ball screens. You can't run it on them. And so many teams in this conference, especially, revolve their offense around that. And so I think if Iowa State brings out the intensity that they should be able to, it's really tough to beat them on the first time you're playing them, like really tough. And so, yeah, I mean, the bailout answer is that just one game, anything can happen. Rob Jones gets in foul trouble. Lipsey's, got a banged up knee or something. Like it is that kind of tournament. That's what makes it the best. But for me, there are days where I see Iowa State as more of a Final Four contender than I see Kansas. Yeah.
He said it. He said it. We were all thinking it.
Kansas obviously has the better top end talent, but this is not a vintage Bill Self Kansas team.
Iowa State's more physical. Iowa State's more physical.
I think Iowa State's more consistent.
Scrappy Big East inner city basketball.
And I know this is ironic or coincidental that I'm saying it as a Baylor fan after Kansas just beat Baylor, but then they go and lose by 30 on the road. They can't play on the road right now, man.
Nope. 1-5.
Which you don't have to do in the tournament. So kudos to you guys.
Coming up, let's talk more basketball and Locked On Big 12, Locked On Baylor, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today's show is brought to you by the way that I make money, and that is at FanDuel. I'm telling you, I go to FanDuel. It's like an ATM. I say, hey, Mr. ATM, boop, 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 boop. Here's the pick that I want. And when the pick hits, I get money. And right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150 if your bet wins. You just go and you say, hey, happy Valentine's Day. I want to put this, on that. And it works. It's $150 if your bet wins. Bet on your favorite NBA players too. Quick bets, live same game parlays, exclusive props, and more. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon to shoot your shot. FanDuel.com/lockedon at a chance for $150 in free play if your bet wins. FanDuel, official sports partner of the NBA.